Dude, what's that on your arm?
What are you talking about? This? Oh, yeah, spider bite.
Oh, it was like a big spider?
Yeah, well, I saw this spider crawling across my floor, so I put it on my hand and let it bite me.
You let it
Yeah.
bite you.
Well, it was all different colors, so I figured,
Usually that's like a sign of something really toxic in nature.
Yeah, but like I wanted superpowers, so,
Right, like Spider-Man.
Right, like Spider-Man. Like you've seen the movies,
Yes, I've seen the movies and read the comic books.
Right. So I figured, 50-50 shot, like roll the dice. Chance, right?
I mean, it's not looking so good though. I mean,
I've seen worse.
Are you feeling okay?
No. Not at all.
No superpowers?
Not yet, but give it time. Peter always felt really, really bad before he got his powers.
Yeah. It's Tyler. Are you okay?
Can you imagine?
What would your spider suit look like?
What would my spider suit look like?
Yeah.
Pus. Lots of pus seeping through my web.
God. That's what shoots out instead of web.
Yeah,
just pus.
It's just like...
You just gross out everybody. Oh, God.
And then I die.
Yeah.
Oh. Hello. And
you forgot the next word there?
It was hello, I forgot. And welcome to the TNT podcast, the show where we talk about anything, and I mean anything, except that thing you're thinking of. But I like your style. And we'll also be doing whatever the hell else we feel like, because it's our show, and we do what we want. I'm Tyler.
And I'm... Ty.
You had to look that up.
Had to make sure I forgot.
You keep it in your phone just in case.
I do. Sometimes, like...
Your background just says Ty. It's like, oh, that's right.
You never know when you're going to need it. Like, someone comes up to you, what's your name? And you're like,
fuck, shit. I do that with my age all the time. Someone will be like, how old are you? I'm like, oh, fuck,
Nah, I've got my age, like, set in my head because it's so depressing.
I got my age wrong all last year. I'm 28 now, and the entire time I was 27, I kept finding myself telling people I was 28.
You were trying to age yourself up.
I don't know why. Maybe I was afraid of dying at 27.
That's an odd fear.
No, do you know about the 27 Club?
Yes.
No? Okay. So, like, there's a bunch of famous people that died at 27.
Okay, well, you shouldn't be worried about that because you're not famous.
Yet? Dude, we have over 1,000 listens. Downloads.
Yeah.
Listens. Hope they listened. They at least downloaded it. That's famish. Famish. I like that.
Is there something about 27-year-old famish people dying?
I'm sure people die at 27 all the time that nobody knows about, but nobody talks about it because nobody gives a fuck.
Okay.
Kurt Cobain died at 27, and Jimi Hendrix and Janis Joplin and Jim Morrison and like a whole bunch of people. It's like this crazy weird thing, especially with like rock stars. They all die at 27 for some reason.
Well, you're not a rock star.
Yes, I fucking am, Ty. Don't take this from me.
We all just want to be big rock stars.
Stop it. Stop it right now. No way in hell I'll have Nickelback on my show. I don't think they're as bad as people say they are.
I like some of their main hits, like
especially their older stuff.
Yeah. What's the first big song they did?
How You Remind Me.
Yeah, that one I like.
That whole album, Silver Side Up, was pretty decent.
I don't know that I listened beyond the main hits, but Photographs,
yeah,
okay,
it's all right.
I don't mind that one.
You know what I don't like? I don't like Rockstar. They overplayed the fuck out of that one.
Yeah, I can take or leave it. If it comes on, I mean, it's fine. Whatever.
But then, like, I don't know. A lot of their other shit. They definitely are, like, very cookie cutter band.
Yeah.
Like, they're not.
I'll be honest, I don't know anything of theirs really beyond, like, maybe Photograph, or not Photograph, Rockstar. Did that come?
Yeah.
Is that, like, one of their latest?
No,
Well,
it's been
like
around.
of their main hits. Like,
Yeah.
that's, like, the last song I
I
could
can't
tell you
remember
they
the
did.
last time they actually had a hit come out that's, like, new.
Remember when Chad Kroeger did a song for with
Avril Lavigne?
no,
He did one. They were together for a long time.
okay,
What did he do?
they did him and some other guy from some 2000s band did a song for one of the Spider-Man movies.
Oh, Hero?
Yeah,
That was a good one. I like
who was
song.
that? Who else was that? He
No,
did that with?
I don't know. I always just knew it was him.
It wasn't. Oh goddamn! Who was it? It was one of those very 2000s like new metal, not new metal, but like, Korn, along those lines. I don't think
all
it was.
this says is Chad Kroeger versus featuring Josie Scott.
Yeah, who's he sing
Who the
with?
fuck is Josie Scott?
I was thinking he was in a band.
Saliva.
Saliva, that's right.
Okay. Yeah, I remember
Yep.
Saliva.
One of those.
They did
2000s
Click Click
bands.
Boom.
Yeah.
That was a good song. Yeah. And they did Ladies and Gentlemen.
Ladies and Gentlemen. I remember that was like the song for one of the PlayStation consoles.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I think it was like maybe the PS2 or no, it was the PS3. They would play that on the commercials.
Oh, would they?
Yeah.
That's cool, I guess. Remember the original PS3 had the Spider-Man 3 font?
Mm-hmm.
Like,
That was something.
I always thought it was funny because I'm like, did they do that on purpose? They had to have done it on purpose. It was
Yeah.
the exact same font.
Because it's Sony.
Oh, yeah, and they own Spider-Man, so they can totally do that.
Mm-hmm.
They're
That's
like,
why they did it.
we can do this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it is a cool font to their
Yeah, I
credit.
like it. Yeah. Speaking of Spider-Man,
Man,
see what I did
we didn't
there?
even like intend that one.
Dude,
we didn't
I'm
pre-plan that
so
at all.
fucking good at segues.
Well, okay. I mean, to be fair, I brought up the song, so
Yeah, but I made it work somehow. How did we make it work? It doesn't matter. We made it work.
well, Spider-Man to
Spider-Man.
yeah, that's what we're going to be talking about.
Yeah. New Spider-Man's coming out December.
December.
And it's crazy because it's coming, like, that's not that far. And we know virtually nothing about the movie.
This month's going so fast, or this year's going so fast.
It's already almost June.
yeah,
By the time they're hearing it,
It will be
is
June. Yeah.
It'll be June 1st.
yeah.
That doesn't make any fucking sense.
Well, great. Now I have pressure to make sure I get it out Tuesday. Thanks for that.
Yep. You have Monday off. But yeah, it's crazy because we don't know anything about it. It's just speculation after speculation. So like there's all these theories where it's going to be like a multiverse movie where it's going to have the other Spider-Men like Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield.
Right. Yeah, those are still rumored.
Yeah, and I guess Tom Holland has come out and said that that's not true. But what's funny is they don't tell Tom Holland anything about
Yeah,
the
'cause
movies
he's
because
notorious for
he's
spoiling.
really bad at spoiling. I actually remember seeing a post where somebody commented something along the lines of, "Why does Peter Parker always look like he has no idea what's going on during the action scenes?" And Tom Holland replied to it and said, "Because I had no idea what was going on." Because like he won't know the big like story behind the script and stuff until the day of because they're afraid he's gonna leak it.
It's so funny watching some of those older interviews where he accidentally gave stuff up.
Yeah, I remember like he pretty much has to have some other cast member like babysit him now. I remember Benedict Cumberbatch was with him one time,
That was
and he
one of
started
the best
talking,
ones.
and he just like put his hand out. He's like, "I'll answer this."
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. So who are some of the other ones? I know Alfred Molina. I think was.
I think that's confirmed. The
as Doc Ock.
Dr. Octopus. Yeah.
I know they. What got me thinking about it was I saw an Instagram post where it's like, is the Green Goblin from the first Spider-Man going to be in it
yeah. That
with Willem Dafoe?
I
and I
saw
don't think-
something that said it was confirmed, and I also saw something that just said it was rumored.
Yeah.
So you got to watch who's posting it and everything like that. But yeah, that's rumored, and so it's like all this stuff floating around that's like it's going to be this big multiverse movie, and that scares me. And I wonder if it scares them too if they're not doing that, because the hype around a multiverse movie with all of these actors and Spider-Man in it is crazy. That would be such a big movie.
Yeah.
And if that's not what the movie ends up being, it's going to feel like a letdown.
Maybe, yeah. I just like they're already planning a multiverse movie with
the Multiverse of Madness, Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange. So I don't know.
And that's coming out like at a later date.
Yeah.
And I think that was supposed to be like the first actual multiverse movie. So if this is introducing some kind of Spider-Verse, it's going to be interesting.
It just makes me wonder if they're, I don't know, if this is all a bunch of rumors or something.
That's what it seems like to me. I think it might be like fan theories that have kind of just taken on a life of their own and exploded on the internet.
Yeah.
As much as I would enjoy seeing that, because we just watched Amazing Spider-Man 2 not too long ago.
Yeah.
We watched it over again.
Some of it anyway. Yeah.
And I love Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man.
He is good, yeah.
He might be my favorite Spider-Man. Like, it's hard for me to pick because, and I've made this argument for years, and I probably always will. Like, Tobey Maguire played a good Peter Parker, but I think he was a little bit too like nerdy and awkward to play a good Spider-Man. And Andrew Garfield played a great Spider-Man, but he was way too cool of a guy to play nerdy Peter Parker.
Right.
Whereas Tom Holland can play both ends of it pretty well. So it's like, to pick my favorite overall, it's probably Tom.
Yeah.
But my favorite Spider-Man in the suit is Andrew Garfield.
Okay. I guess I never thought about separating the two, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, Tom Holland is just, he's well-rounded for the character. Yeah,
Sure.
You described it both as Peter and Spider-Man. In terms of the movies themselves, like, one is the original Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire was fantastic.
Oh, yeah, that's really good.
It's still one of my favorites.
The second one was pretty good, too.
The second one was pretty good, yeah, with Doc Ock.
The third one was
Third
awful.
one was, not so good.
I didn't hate it. But what I did hate about it was how they tried to do Venom. They didn't do a good job with Venom at all.
The first time, like the first couple times actually, I watched it because I don't remember when that came out. It was, I think, while I was still in high school.
It's been quite a while. But
and I actually liked it the first few times I watched it, but it's almost, but like the more I watched it, like the more I just didn't care for it anymore.
Remember the awkward dance he does?
Oh God, yeah.
That's the cringiest fucking shit.
The face he makes while he cries is what makes me hate him as Spider-Man.
Right.
That's why he'll always be my least favorite Spider-Man.
He has so many like crazy facial expressions. Like, do you remember? I think it was in the second one, maybe, when he was stopping the train.
Yeah, and he's
like
all
that
scrunched
face
up
he's making, like, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, they did Venom super weird because have you watched the latest Venom movie?
I haven't. Yeah.
Okay. But you know what he looks like. He's like this big hulking character. Like, he's a big guy. Yeah. And in Spider-Man 3, was it Harry that got infected by it?
No, it was Eddie.
It was Eddie? Okay. At any rate, he was like still like small. He was like Spider-Man sized when he was Venom.
Was he?
Yeah, and I didn't really like that.
I don't remember too much about it.
Yeah, it just, nobody liked the way Venom was portrayed in that one. I did like Sandman in that one, though.
Yeah, he was cool.
Yeah.
I did like Spider-Man's black suit.
Yeah.
Like when it took him over.
Yeah, that's
like,
cool.
I thought that was cool.
I don't necessarily think that the script was terrible. It just, a lot of people say they tried to do too much in one movie because they introduced Sandman and Venom and a bunch of stuff was going on. And so, I don't know. I don't hate it, but it probably is my least favorite Spider-Man movie that's out right now.
Let's see. The Amazing Spider-Man 1 I really liked with Andrew Garfield. 2 I'm not as big on. I didn't care for how they did Electro. We talked about this a while back, not on the show, but
yeah,
I just didn't care for him as much.
I think Jamie Foxx did a good job. I think that I see your point, whereas they changed the character big time, especially the way he looks. Like, I really like, if you've played I know you have, but if anyone has played the Spider-Man video game for the PS4, they did Electro really cool in that one.
Yeah.
Because, so, his comic book costume is goofy as fuck. He's in like a green skin tight suit with yellow accents and got this like yellow starfish shaped lightning bolt on his face.
Yeah.
And it's just silly. But the way they made it look cool in live action, well, not live action, but more realistic in the Spider-Man game, was instead of having that goofy mask, it was kind of like a scar from like an electric shock in that shape on his face, and his suit was kind of not as brightly colored and stuff. Whereas in The Amazing Spider-Man, they just made him this blue electric person.
Right.
Yeah.
But like in the comics, how outlandish is Mysterio's costume? And they still made it.
They made it work live action.
And they stayed pretty true to it, and it still looked fine.
Right. I don't know. I don't think his comic book costume would play well in live action, but I think they could have gotten closer to it.
They could have at least tried to make it like
similar.
The Marvel universe does. You know, like they'll make tweaks to it where it won't be, you know, exactly the same, but it'll be like what it would be like in real life.
And I like to think that if the MCU ever did Electro, that they would do it better, because the MCU doesn't really mess things up.
Yeah,
like they hit the nail on the head 90% of the time, and so yeah, I can see the argument of how he looks, but the way it played out and the story and everything, I actually really like the second one.
I think it turned me off so much I don't even really remember all that much from it. And then, okay, so the most recent trilogy. Well, no, I guess
it will be a trilogy come December.
I'm in the minority, I'm pretty sure, of liking the first one better. I've only seen the second one a couple times. I do like Mysterio. I like Jake Gyllenhaal as Mysterio, but I don't know. I mean, they're both really good. I'm not gonna like say it's not a good movie. I just think I really liked the first one a lot.
It's hard for me to pick which one I like because they're very different movies. But I do really like the second one because I like the kind of mind games that Mysterio plays with Spider-Man.
Yeah, when he does the hallucination things.
Those hallucination scenes are so well done.
Yeah.
And especially when he makes Peter see like the dead Iron Man crawling up out of the grave.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. That whole aspect really, I really liked that. So
I love when he ends up in the Netherlands and like everyone's like really friendly.
Yeah, everyone's super nice.
Yeah.
Like, he has to borrow a guy's phone. He's just like, yeah. He's like, everyone's so nice here. He ended up like in jail with like these soccer fans. It was so good.
It's funny too because the Netherlands is also called Holland.
Oh, Tom Holland. They did that on purpose.
Maybe.
But yeah, I really like the first one too. Vulture was done really well. Michael Keaton did a great job.
Did you hear he's coming back to play Batman?
Really?
One of the new movies. I think I don't remember what series it's. I don't know if it's the DCEU or what, but I mean it's obviously not Robert Pattinson's Batman.
Right. And is that considered part of the DC
I don't
universe?
think so.
Okay.
I don't think so. I think it's just its own thing. Yeah.
Kind of the way that, you know, like they were still making like Fantastic Four and all that stuff that wasn't part of the
Spider-Man
MCU.
and like how those
those weren't MCU for those, and like Venom isn't MCU yet. They plan on introducing him eventually, I think.
I still want to watch that. I haven't seen it yet because I think the new one looks really good.
It's not bad.
With Carnage.
Like if I were to compare Venom to any MCU movie, it's not comparable. Like
I saw it didn't get great reviews.
Yeah, but as its own movie, I enjoyed it. I really like. Okay. Not bad. But no, I really like Tom Hardy. I think he's a great actor. Everything that I've seen him in, even if he's the minor character, I think he always does a really great job. And without giving too much away about the movie, the best parts are, so Venom is like its own entity. Like it has a mind of its own.
Yeah.
And they have these back and forths between Venom and Eddie. And like they're arguing with each other, and it's just they have great chemistry, and it's hilarious.
That's good.
And so that's kind of the best parts of it to me, is their back and forth. And
I saw in the trailer for Carnage, like he walks into like the diner or not diner, the convenience store, and like the lady says hi to both of them.
Yep.
Yeah, this was funny.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was. Like I remember I only watched it once in theaters. I need to watch it again. But yeah, I feel like there was a scene where he was in that convenience store and like Venom like came out and he wasn't supposed to, and like scared the piss out of the like cashier. And It's a pretty good movie. Like, watch it. Like, set your expectations low. It's just a fun movie to go along for the ride. It's not gonna. It is no MCU movie, but it's good. I enjoyed it.
Right. And without having seen the new one yet, like Woody Harrelson just seems like an odd choice for Carnage.
I don't hate it.
I mean, I'm keeping an open mind because I have no idea. It just seems weird. Like, you think they would have had a more youthful person, but maybe it'll come off well. I don't know.
I think he'll do a great job. I can't remember. His name is Cletus Cassidy in the comic book, and I don't remember if he was what his age was in the comics, because I don't remember ever reading a comic book with Carnage in it. I just kind of know a bit of the backstory.
Cletus.
Yeah, his name's Cletus.
Sounds like he's like from Kentucky or something.
My name's Cletus. But there go all our Kentuckian listeners, and that's like most of them. Yeah. I am so sorry. I take it back. It sounds like he's from Alabama, not Kentucky.
To be fair, I mean, it is. I mean, Cletus is, I would think, a southern name.
Yeah, it was Alabama. Let's go Alabama, not Kentucky. We love you, Kentucky.
Or Springfield, because The Simpsons had that character named Cletus.
Did they? Who was that?
He was the really dumb southern guy. I'm sorry.
Oh, the one with like the wispy little mustache and everything. Yeah, okay, I remember him. Didn't he have like straw hanging out of his mouth sometimes?
Sometimes, yeah.
Yeah, okay, I know what you're talking about.
Cletus.
But yeah, what I love about the character Carnage, though, is that if you don't know his backstory at all, he's a serial killer. And so he's on death row because he was a serial killer.
Yeah, I saw like they were giving him lethal injection.
Yeah, and so I don't know exactly how they'll play it out in the movie or how it exactly played out in the comic either, but somehow the Venom symbiote gets into him or gets into the lethal injection itself. And so when it injects him, like, it doesn't kill him. The symbiote kind of takes over and kind of absorbs the lethal injection, and then he ends up being Carnage.
Is it a different symbiote than the one that made Venom?
I don't... yeah, I think it is, because...
Lots of symbiotes running around.
Yeah, there really are. Like,
like, one is enough. Two is like, okay.
Like, if I were to look it up right now, Ty, you know how there's all these different Spider-Men from like the Spider-Verse? There's equally as many different symbiotes. There's so many. There's anti-Venom, there's Agent Venom, there's Carnage and regular Venom. There's like a billion of them. And so I think Carnage is a different... I think they describe it as like Venom's kid somehow. Okay. I don't know how the fuck he reproduced. Probably asexually, because he's just like some kind of like parasite type thing. But yeah, it's a different like strain of the symbiote, and so it ends up getting in him, and then he's able to withstand the lethal injection. Yeah, and so it's crazy because what the symbiote basically does is it just amplifies the characteristics of the person.
Okay,
that's why when Eddie Brock gets in, he's kind of like anti-hero, right? So he'll do bad things and he'll do good things depending, because that's who he is as a person,
right?
And when Spider-Man gets infected with it, it doesn't make him bad. It just makes him a little more violent and aggressive, but he still does the right thing,
right?
And so imagine a
also turns him into an emo.
Yeah, that too. So imagine like a sadistic serial killer and amplifying those emotions. That's why Carnage is so brutal, and I can't wait to see him on screen.
Yeah, it should be good. I don't know a lot about him. I just learned all that, like everything you just said. Like,
welcome.
Never knew anything about all that, but it should be good. I don't remember when it comes out, but
well, I looked up Carnage. I didn't look up the Venom movie. I am so fucking sorry. It is coming out in 2021 September.
Okay.
That's not that far.
Yeah, it's before the next Spider-Man.
Yep. The Venom movie did feel weird to me because, like, in that universe, Spider-Man like didn't exist. And how do you have Venom without Spider-Man? It's just weird.
He didn't exist.
They don't mention him at all. Yeah.
Well, maybe he just didn't find out about him.
I guess.
Kind of failing Spidey senses of that.
Right. No shit. Yeah. There's these. Because there's another symbiote in the first Venom movie, and I can't remember what his name is now offhand, but that's the big bad of that movie is a different symbiote. And you would think if there were two like
Two
badass alien symbiotes going head to toe, head to toe to toe. You could do either. Isn't
They
that
were
weird?
69
Isn't that
inch.
head to head and toe to toe are the exact same thing? Anyway,
Yeah.
so
It's like moonroof and sunroof,
yeah, they're the same thing.
Or-
It just depends on if it's nighttime or daytime.
or going uptown or downtown,
Same thing. Don't you hate that?
slowing up or slowing down.
Fuck you. But yeah, you would think Spider-Man would take notice of that,
Yeah.
and he didn't, sir. But they're not allowed to acknowledge Spider-Man because
Does it specify
reasons.
a time period? Just present
know.
day,
Yeah,
probably.
but in the universe of Marvel, it was supposed to happen when Spider-Man was existing. So it's just, I don't know. They have to take certain liberties because of contracts and
Yeah.
blah blah Hollywood bullshit.
Blah blah Hollywood.
Blah blah Hollywood. Yeah. Things get so complicated. Like the whole thing where they can't make Hulk movies, but they can have Hulk in the movies,
Yeah.
which is probably for the best.
Yeah, and then they're gonna have She-Hulk and Hulk.
Oh yeah. Ooh, Loki's coming out soon. That's gonna be really good.
Yep.
I've heard that.
I don't know a lot about it other than like it's time travel stuff.
I think okay, so
Like it's just gonna be in different time periods.
I could be way off, but a rumor I heard about it was that, so you remember in Endgame they went back in time and they found like Loki was there with the Tesseract and all that, right? And that version of Loki got the Tesseract
Yeah,
and
he
like
took off.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's him.
I heard that they're following that Loki.
Yeah.
Is going to be the character.
Yeah, because the other one's dead.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting to see like what he did after he vanished with the Tesseract.
And Owen Wilson's in it.
Wow.
Wow.
If he doesn't say wow at least one time on
I hope
screen,
so.
I quit I won't
Life.
watch the. Yeah, I'll kill myself. You think I won't fucking do it? You hear me, Owen Wilson? I know filming's probably done, but you have the power to end this, or to end me.
End to your life.
Yeah. You have the power to not. I don't know. You know what I mean. I was gonna be like Nottingham.
Sheriff of Nottingham.
Is that a thing?
Yeah. Part of the Robin Hood universe.
Oh, sorry, I'm not up on my Robin Hood
Really?
lore. The only Robin Hood I care about is the Fox one in the Disney
Yeah,
movie.
like that's the only one. Is there other Robin Hoods?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one came out, God, like in the early 90s.
Such a good movie.
Oh, I loved it. It's so funny that we mentioned this because yesterday my mom found all these old cassette tapes, and one of them is me, like when I was like 3, just talking about how much I love Robin Hood. It was so funny.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I remember I had like the little action figures and stuff.
From the Disney movie?
Mhm.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I rewatched that. Shoot, it's been years, but actually, did I watch that when Disney Plus first came out? I might have. But yeah, I remember I hadn't seen it in years, and I really enjoyed it when I rewatched it.
Classic.
There's not very many Disney movies that I don't enjoy watching.
Yeah.
They're so good.
And that whole family of watched Wreck-It Ralph yesterday.
So good.
Like the last part of it, and then like the first part of Ralph Breaks the Internet.
I still need to watch that. I haven't
it's
seen that one.
It's really good. It's funny.
We watched Snow White. I want to say a year or so ago, because that's the first animated full length Disney movie is Snow White, and so I wanted to watch it to kind of just see how far they've come. And like the animation is pretty decent especially for the time, because I think it came out in the 30s.
Oh wow.
And it's in color and everything. The audio is kind of, because their audio equipment wasn't top notch back then. But I actually really like the movie. Like the humor is funny, and it's kind of interesting to watch a movie from that time period. The vocabulary and the words they use, it's like
No, really.
a lot of the words we don't really use those anymore. So it's like, what the fuck? What was that? Like, go lay the keys on the Davenport. Like, the what? I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Yeah.
Take your fucking
over there
keys.
on the Schifferow.
Does that look like a divan to you? Take your fucking keys. I don't know what the fuck you're saying.
Oh God, Family Guy.
But yeah. Snow White was good. What's his name? Is Dopey one of the...
I believe so.
Dwarves. He's the funny one. He's the only one that looks way different than the others. But yeah, they're great.
Happy, Sneezy, Doc.
Bashful. Was Sleepy one? Maybe?
Maybe. I'm not sure.
Did we name 7?
You're
Was
the
that
one
7?
you're the one who just watched it.
I watched it like a year ago, Ty.
Oh, I thought you said you watched it just recently.
No, like a year or so ago. Snow White and the Huntsman?
Yeah.
That was a thing?
That was those live action ones they did with Kristen Stewart.
Were they any good?
I never watched them. I think Chris
Holy
Hemsworth was in it.
shit. The Snow White from 1937 it has a 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Wow.
It's like good. Dopey, grumpy, sleepy, bashful, sneezy, happy, and Doc.
There we go.
I think we got them all when we did it the first time. Did we get grumpy?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Hi ho.
I want to watch Snow White again now.
I want to watch those live action ones. I've never seen them, but I've heard they're really good.
So is Kristen Stewart Snow White?
Yeah. I think the Huntsman is Chris Hemsworth. Thor. Thor is the Huntsman.
Oh, word?
Word.
That sounds interesting. Why is there a huntsman?
I don't know. I don't know. I have no idea.
Are the dwarves in this movie?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Then what the fuck?
But I think there's like...
Well, I'm not watching it.
Okay.
The dwarves are why you watch the movie.
Are they?
Yeah.
I thought you said you wanted to watch it just to see how far they've come.
No.
You want to play that
I went to watch it because it was the first one. I stayed for the dwarves. Like you do.
Okay.
Yep.
They're working on... They're starting production on the new Green Lantern series for HBO Max.
Oh, they're going to make a series?
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, you excited?
I'm super excited. It's going to start like back in the 1940s with the original Green Lantern and then come up to present day eventually.
Hot damn.
I'm excited. There's a bunch of Green Lanterns.
And the only live action Green Lantern you've ever got to experience was just terrible.
Yeah.
And it wasn't Ryan Reynolds' fault.
No.
It was the script and the
Very
directing
much so.
and just everything else except him.
Yeah. Like the bad guy, what's his name?
His little pencil mustache.
Yeah. Well, like there's the big, it's right there. It ends in something lax.
Okay. Galactus?
No. But yeah, like he's like this super big bad guy, and like to start off your movie series with like one of the biggest bad guys there are, like it just...
And the suit was animated.
Yeah,
so
that didn't look good. And
Sinestro.
I can't think of what the thing's name was. I know it ends in lax, but it's probably not an actual actor because it was probably like just for a voice credit.
Look, man, I don't know. All I know
Parallax. I think it might be Parallax.
I watched that movie at the drive-in, and it was... I don't have good... like a good record with watching superhero movies at the drive-in, because I watched that one and I watched the latest Fantastic Four at the drive-in as well.
Okay.
And that left a lot to be desired.
I haven't seen the latest Fantastic Four. Is that the one with Michael B. Jordan?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's very meh. Like, you could tell that they had a budget that they were worried about going over, because the bulk of the movie is the beginning. Like, they don't like start using their powers until like the third act. And then like you see the Thing for like, he might have 5 minutes of screen time because he was CGI, and so they didn't have the budget. And they fight Doctor Doom, and the fight lasts for a total of like less than 10 minutes, and they take down Doctor Doom, which is like one of the biggest and badass villains of all time, and they take him down like super quick.
Like, in a lot of lists, he's ranked as the like strongest villain there is in the Marvel universe.
And they just kind of like, it felt very anticlimactic.
Like, he's
the way it
not
worked
someone
out.
you start off with in your very first
No.
movie. Like
Yeah.
he's the most iconic, but you don't start off with him.
Right. It's like if the first Avengers movie was Thanos.
Yeah.
Like,
Stupid.
yeah, you don't do that.
No. What is it about Fantastic Four that they cannot do cinematically?
They can't get it right. They have planned a Fantastic Four movie for the MCU though.
Yeah.
So if anybody cannot fuck this up, I trust Marvel Studios.
Mm-hmm.
So I think they can do it justice. But yeah, for whatever reason, the very first Fantastic Four back in the day wasn't terrible. I think it was
Is that the one with Jessica Alba?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one wasn't
It
terrible.
was very okay. Chris Evans was Human Torch. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it wasn't fantastic.
Chris Evans, another one of those to play two characters in the Marvel universe.
Right. There's a lot that have like played one that didn't do super well and then went on to play one that did way better. Like you said, Michael B. Jordan played Human, and it's both Human Torch too. That's so funny.
Yeah.
And then he went on to play Killmonger in Black Panther, and he killed that role. Pun
Killed
intended.
Monger.
He did so well in that role.
Yeah.
There's a few others. Yeah, Ryan Reynolds. He did Green Lantern and then went on to do Deadpool. Yeah.
Two different universes there.
Yeah, but superheroes still.
Josh Brolin, he played Jonah Hex. That's
Shoot.
DC, I think. I can't
Who
remember.
is that Thanos?
Yeah.
He also played Cable in the second Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny how a lot of them jump around like that.
Jump around.
Jump around. Jump up, and
To
get down. Jump.
Might as well jump.
Might as well. I want a collaboration of those two songs.
Might as well. Or
Jump
just
by
jump
Van
and
Halen
jump around.
and Jump Around.
Yeah.
It's probably on the internet.
Probably been done, yeah.
Yeah, I'm going to Google that here in a minute. But yeah. That was very Marvel-esque.
Yeah.
That's a word.
Is it? It is now. Pertaining to Marvel. We also mixed a few DCs in that discussion.
DCs.
I feel like DC doesn't get enough discussion, but, that's fine.
Because they're like subpar. In the cinematic universe especially.
I mean, comparing them to Marvel, sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I like them.
No, that's fine. I don't shit on DC because I think it's bad. I just don't know much about it. The only character I paid any attention to at all throughout the years is Batman.
Yeah.
And so, I just, you talk about Green Lantern, I'm like, this is all Greek to me. Like, I know he exists and I know what he does, but as far as the lore behind it, no idea.
Green Lantern's a they.
Oh, I'm sorry. When I think of Green Lantern, I think of the main dude.
Yeah, there's like thousands of Green Lanterns.
I'm going to call him him. Who's the main one that I was talking about?
Hal Jordan.
Oh yeah. So when I say Green Lantern, I'm talking about him.
Okay.
Just like when I say,
I mean, that's fair.
when I say Spider-Man, there's like a billion Spider-Mans too, but I'm probably talking about Peter Parker. So
There's more than one just Spider-Man.
Miles Morales is just Spider-Man,
Okay.
and there was like a couple different other just Spider-Mans. Like they call the one dude Spider-Man 2099, but that's because it's set in 2099. I don't think they call him that in that universe. Oh, hey, Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah, no, I get it though. But like literally the best comic book movie of all time is a DC movie, The Dark Knight.
That's fair. Do you think The Dark Knight's better than Endgame? You didn't hesitate.
I do. And I just watched Endgame not that long ago. Like those are probably the top two.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I can say that. The Dark Knight's so good.
TDK.
That took me way too long. Did you see me? I was like, what?
The Donkey Kong.
Yeah, I was like, total Donkey Kong. I remember, I don't know why this just came to me, but there was I think it was called TKO. It was a game for the Super Nintendo. It was a boxing game for the Super Nintendo, and it was called TKO. But it was
Technical knockout.
No, it was Total Knockout.
Oh.
Was the name of that game. Yeah.
Total.
Yeah. And it was a boxing game, and then you would totally knock people out.
Totally knocked him.
Remember Totally Kyle from the Amanda Show?
Yeah.
Totally.
Yeah, that took me a second.
Yeah, it was Drake from Drake and Josh, and he was like the California dude.
Yeah.
And he'd be like, this one time, and he would talk like this sub story, and they're like, that was totally Kyle. Totally.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that. Not the Amanda Show not that long ago, like where she has like those big ugly teeth in.
The Amanda Show was
It was
fantastic.
ridiculous.
I loved it so much.
Oh, have you seen the new Rugrats?
I saw like some of the.
I didn't even know it was a thing until I
knew-
saw a commercial for it like a couple days ago.
I knew it was in production, but yes, it's like the 3D animation.
Yeah, it's like CGI, but
it
it's
doesn't
like,
look horrible.
No,
I'll give it a chance.
I would watch it. I mean, I don't have Paramount Plus or whatever.
Is that
that's
what it's
called.
on?
Yeah.
God, there's so many streaming services.
That's like one of the only ones I don't have.
I think that is the only one I don't
Yeah.
have. All the main ones I have: Netflix, Hulu, Amazon, HBO. And you have Apple.
Disney.
I have Disney Plus. Yeah,
Apple. Yeah. Apple
I don't
Plus,
have Apple.
Apple TV Plus.
but yeah,
I have Discovery Plus. Is there any others?
probably.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah,
But those are like the main ones.
I feel like eventually there's not even going to be cable.
Yeah, everybody will
TV,
just watch
like-
like on the different streaming services. Because cable's so expensive, and like you just and okay, it's useful for like things that are live.
Yeah, like sports.
Yeah, I wish I had cable for sports, but the way we do it is we kind of cheat and just use the different apps. Like if the game's going to be on CBS, we use the CBS app. So, but yeah, and it's like, I don't know. I'm not going to pay for both. I'm not going to do cable and all these streaming services. So I'm just doing the streaming services.
Like if it wasn't for sports, like I almost wish I wasn't a sports fan because then I wouldn't have, because we have YouTube TV.
yeah,
And like if it wasn't for that, I wouldn't even have that.
yeah, that's the only reason I ever want cable or satellite or whatever is to watch sports. Yeah.
I need sports. I need
it. I only watch football. So,
Yeah. Watch everything.
do you watch basketball much?
Like when it starts getting towards like the later
They're in the
rounds of
playoffs,
the
now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're in like the first round right
How about
now.
them Bucks?
Yeah, they advanced.
Did they? I don't know. We went to Pizza Hut the other day and the game was on
Yeah.
and they were playing. I can't remember who they were playing.
Yeah, they swept whoever they were playing. My team, the Denver Nuggets, is tied 2-2
Ooh, I like the Nuggets too. If I was to pay attention to basketball, I think I'd root for them.
because they're Denver.
I mean, I usually root for Ohio teams, so obviously I want the Cavs to do well. But
Yeah, they suck.
yeah, I heard they were terrible this year. And but yeah, I mean, I like the Broncos, so other Denver teams get my back as well. Like get my backing.
The only Ohio teams I like as my absolute number one favorite is the Crew in the MLS. I do like the Browns.
Yep. Yeah, I root for any Ohio team to do well in any sport. If I hear of I only watch football, so if I notice if the Browns or Bengals are doing well. But yeah, if I hear like the Blue Jackets are doing well in hockey, like I don't watch hockey. I don't watch any sport, but if I hear like the Reds or the Indians are doing well, I'm like, okay, cool. Or yeah, whatever. I'm just like, cool, Ohio team doing well. Good to hear.
Yeah, none of my favorite teams are. Mine are all over the place. I'm pretty sure we've talked about our
Yeah,
favorite
the
teams
only
before.
Ohio team that I heavily root for is just the Buckeyes. But I like the Browns. I like to see the Browns do well. But if I watched other sports, I feel like I'd probably root for the Ohio teams. But the only thing that I actually own any like memorabilia of or anything like that is just the Buckeye stuff. So
They're not a pro team.
nope, they are not.
Some people would say they are. Have you ever heard that argument where like they would say, you know, like, oh, this Alabama team is so good that like they could beat like some pro teams, like
Yeah, and part of me wants to say sometimes, yeah, like I even think I made that argument this past year. Bama was so good. I was like, they probably could have been competitive in the NFL. But at the same time, that's a silly argument because
even the worst team is made up of all
yeah,
drafted guys who are good enough to be drafted into the NFL.
that's what I'm saying. If you look at a good college team, that's a good college team.
Yeah.
If you look at any NFL team, it's full of the best players from the college team.
Yeah.
Like every player on the field during NFL was the best player on their college team. So
Yeah, it's like I made the argument that like even when the Lions and the Browns, I think the Browns also went 0-16 once,
both of them
right?
did.
It's like I feel like even during those years, either one of them would have like beat whoever won the national championship in college.
they'd probably run up 50 points on them because it's just a different level. The size, the speed, everything.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I hate when people kind of say that. It's like, yeah, the Buckeyes probably could beat the Browns this year. It's like in some years that may have been true because the Browns have
had some stinkers.
Just bad sometimes. If you take Ohio State's best team ever and the Browns' worst team ever, maybe.
It's possible.
Maybe, but even then I still think just at that level it's different.
Not the Browns now. They almost made the AFC Championship.
Dude, yeah. I'm excited to see if they stay relevant this year. But yeah.
Sorry.
You having fun there, bud?
I am.
Okay. Well, Mike's playing with his tie. Ty's playing with his mic, so I think it's time to wrap this up. But yes, check us out on social media. We are on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and we're on everything that you can think of that has podcasts.
Please give us a rating.
Yes, please give us a rating. Leave us a comment on anything. Interact with us.
I also wanted to make a mention that we do realize that the last episode did not end quite on 50 minutes like we thought it was going to.
The recording was at 50 minutes, but then we had to make some cuts, and so
I had to make some cuts.
Listen, when I say we, I mean
the royal we.
Yeah, I obviously mean you. but
yeah,
after the cuts were made, it came in under 50 minutes.
And I don't know how many times I had to edit out me going.
How long? Oh, it ended up being.
It was like
49:13.
Yeah,
so
I couldn't
close.
find enough filler to go back.
You should have just put like empty space. Like
just let it run out
for 40 seconds at the beginning of the episode, and they'd be like, "What the fuck?" But yeah, because we ended really abruptly last week because we wanted to end it on 50 minutes for our 50th episode.
I did find, because I was looking for like stuff that I could use for filler, and I did find the Games of the Decade episode that never got released.
That was a long episode too.
Yeah,
it was like an hour.
And it was really bad.
So bad. You guys want to hear it? Patreon reward. Just kidding. We're not on Patreon.
Right. Maybe someday.
But we could be. But we're not.
Yeah, maybe that'll be a special bonus thing sometime when we don't record because of something you do.
Wow. It is always my fault, though. 110% of the time it is my fault when we don't record.
Yep.
But that is all we have to say on that.
And we'll see you next time.